This week on Raceweek Illustrated Garage Talk, we take a look at the Southern Super Series from Montgomery Motor Speedway. We travel to Dixie Speedway in Woodstock, Georgia for Ray Cook's Spring Nationals, and we take a look at racing action from around the region. All that coming up next here on Raceweek Illustrated Garage Talk. Hi folks, welcome to Raceweek Illustrated Garage Talk. I'm Brandon Reed. Thanks so much for being with us this week. Now, before we get to the news portion of our program, we need to take a second to thank all of the race fans and members of the racing community for their prayers and their good thoughts for our producer and lead camera person, Dave Wiley. As many of you know, Dave suffered a heart attack 2 weeks ago that has left him sidelined. Dave is back home now and is on the road to recovery. He wanted us to let everyone know how grateful he is for all the emails, phone calls, and text messages, not to mention all the prayers and good thoughts for him and for his family while he was in the hospital. And I know that all of you like us are looking forward to Dave being back at the track with his camera in hand. Now, if you'd like to send well wishes to Dave, you can email them to garagetalk@raceweekillustrated.com. We also want to take a moment to say a big thank you to Stuart Grimes for stepping in to fill in for Dave as camera person and producer while Dave continues to convalesce. Now, we've got a lot of racing action for you this week, so let's have a look at this week's headlines. Augie Grill holds off Daniel Hemrick and Bubba Pollard to score the Southern Super Series victory at Montgomery Motor Speedway. Steve Casebolt powers to the Ray Cook Spring National Super Late Model win at Dixie Speedway in Woodstock, Georgia. Chase Elliott bags the JEGS CRA All-Stars victory at Lebanon I-44 Speedway in Lebanon, Missouri. And Kenneth Hedden survives a wild last lap to score the late model victory at Anderson Motor Speedway in Williamston, South Carolina. For more on these and other stories, visit us online at RaceweekIllustrated.com. Our lead story, the Southern Super Series, held their third Super Late Model event of 2013 on May 4th as the series traveled to Montgomery Motor Speedway in Montgomery, Alabama, where a strong field of Super Late Models outran rainy weather to put on a great show for the Alabama fans. Adam Otwell of AOTV Productions filed this report.
The racing action that occurred on May 4, 2013 proved to be one of the wildest nights in Montgomery Motor Speedway. The action started with the Buzz race and featured action very early on as Ricky Fitzgerald got involved in the very first crash. Also involved in the crash was Colton Kane in the 128, who would continue to have a very bad night as he rammed the wall protection and destroyed the front of his car. And throughout the rest of the night, it would be Joshua Wood leading the entire race, and he would take the checkered flag winning the first race of the night. The racing action would then continue on to the street stocks, and they also provide some wild racing as well, including very powerful side-by-side action, including this battle for third between Dwayne Wessenberg and Randy Thompson. Dwayne would eventually get the upper hand. But the big showdown came right at the end between David Wood in the 24 and Cody McCauley in the number 2. David Wood was leading the race for the majority of the race. Then when the white flag came out, Cody McCauley made one of the boldest moves of the night. As they come off the back straightaway, Cody dives to the inside. He gets a really good run off David Wood. And from then on, it's just smooth sailing for Cody McCauley as he's able to get by David Wood, and as they come off turn number 4, Cody McCauley is able to take the checkered flag. Undoubtedly one of the wildest finishes we have ever seen at Montgomery Motor Speedway. Then it was time for the Open Sportsmen making their debut at Montgomery Motor Speedway, and they showed that they were going to be around for quite a while, and definitely showed that fans that they were a force to be reckoned with. And throughout the entire night, it was a battle between Roger Kane and Bobby Roode. And on the last lap, Bobby goes do or die, but he loses control, and Roger Kane wins the first Open Sportsman race. Then it was time for the main event. The Super Series was underway. And off the start, it would be Bubba Pollard in the number 26 leading, with Mike Garvey on the inside, Daniel Hemrick on the outside, and Augie Grill right behind it all. Then, as time went on, Augie worked his way into second place and challenged Bubba Pollard for the lead. and this would not be the last time that they would do battle in the race. Another battle that ensued was between John Nemechek and Hunter Robbins as they battled for third. Hunter would go to the inside of John to make a pass. Hunter would get the run off him, and he would definitely make the pass. More racing action ensued between Bobby Knox Jr. He continued to work his way through the field, and he was looking forward to make a good impression on that night. And that was not the only battle that John Nemechek had. After he lost his position to Hunter Robbins, he would get in a battle between Chase Elliott. Two guys, sons of racing legends, would battle it out for continuous laps. John would get the advantage most of the time, but Chase showed that he was not going to back down so easily. There were times where Chase looked like he was going to get the pass, but John was able to get the momentum off. Both of these guys showed of what's going to be going on in NASCAR as time goes on. These guys will definitely be a force to be reckoned with when they get on the NASCAR circuit. Chase would eventually get the pass on John Nemechek, and he had his eyes set on Hunter Robbins. But then out of nowhere, a caution flag came out for debris on the racetrack. And off the restart, it would be Daniel Hemrick and Bubba Pollard battling it out, and this time Daniel Hemrick would get the advantage. But Bubba was not going to back off so easily. And then once again, John Nemechek and Hunter Robbins were battling it out. John would take the position away from Hunter Robbins, but Hunter wasn't giving up just yet. As they go into turn number one, Hunter Robbins is on the inside and John Nemechek is on the outside, and Hunter passes John back, and right behind it all is the 129 of Spencer Davis. And he was going to play into a factor real soon. And once again, as they were going on to the back straightaway, John Nemechek is on the inside. He's got a good run off Hunter Robbins, and he makes the pass. And as soon as John Nemechek makes the pass on Hunter Robbins, here comes Spencer Davis. Spencer Davis is now looking forward to making the pass on Hunter Robbins. And sure enough, as we come off turn number 2 and into the straightaway, he's got a really good run. Into turn number 3 we go, and Spencer Davis is able to make the pass. Very good driving by both Spencer Davis and John Nemechek. Then we would have a battle for second place once again between Augie Grill and Bubba Pollard. Two friends battling it out, wanting to win the race so desperately. Augie would be on the inside, Bubba Pollard on the outside, and Daniel Hemrick watching it all in his rear view mirror. Augie and Bubba would battle out for continuous laps, but then eventually Bubba would get on the straightaway and he would get a bit of an advantage. Augie would stay on the inside. He stays on the inside, Bubba on the outside. Onto the straightaway, nearly dead even as they go into turn number 3. Side by side they go. Just unbelievable racing by both these two incredible racers. But eventually, as we went into turn number 3 and came off turn number 4, Augie Grill made the pass, and he had his eyes set on Daniel Hemrick. Augie would eventually close ground, and he was giving Daniel Hemrick a run for his money, wanting to get back to the top. He goes into turn number 3, coming off turn number 4. He's got an advantage as they come to the start-finish line. But Daniel's able to block it, but Augie goes back to the inside. He's got a really good run off him. They're coming into lap traffic, but he stays there. They get past the lap car. Augie gets the power going, and he has got the lead. Very impressive driving by Augie Grill in the 112. Things would only get worse for Daniel Hemrick as Bubba Pollard was looking forward to making a move on that second place position. As they went into turn number 1, Bubba Pollard, as you can see, has the advantage. Daniel Hemrick on the outside. Bubba's got the advantage. He's got the power going into turn number 3. This is where most of the passes were made throughout the entire race. And it looks like Bubba's going to be able to make the pass, but Daniel Hemrick has enough power to stay on the outside and maintain the second place position. But Bubba's not going to give up just yet. As they come off turn number 1 once again, Bubba Pollard's got the advantage. And here we go. We're coming down to the final few laps. The white flag is going to wave in just a matter of minutes, and this was going to be the battle that everybody was going to be talking about. Augie Grill has already taken the white flag. It's all Augie Grill, but the real question is who's going to be second? It's either going to be Daniel Hamrick or Bubba Pollard. And sure enough, off turn number 4, Augie Grill will come around to take the checkered flag. And the question is who will be second? It will be Daniel Hamrick by a matter of inches. It definitely proved to be one of the wildest races at Montgomery Motor Speedway.
That was Adam Otwell of AOTV Productions reporting. Taking a look at the top 5, it was Augie Grill scoring the win with Daniel Hamrick in second. Bubba Pollard was third, Mike Garvey fourth, and Chase Elliott was fifth. In the Open Sportsman division, Roger Kane scored the win, followed by Robbie Rouse in second, Sam Edwards in third, and John Adams in fourth. In Street Stocks, Cody McCauley was the winner, followed by David Wood, Joe Bethea, Dwayne Wiesenberg, and Randy Thompson. And in the Buzz feature, Joshua Wood scored the win with Perry Patino in second, Floyd Brown in third, Matthew Robbins in fourth, and John Musgrove in fifth. And for you folks over at Montgomery, if Adam's voice sounded familiar, that's because he's the regular announcer over at the Speedway. We've got to take a break now. When we come back, we'll take a look at super late model action from Dixie Speedway. You're watching Raceweek Illustrated Garage Talk. We'll be right back. For 30 years, the best of the best racers in the country have traveled to Jefferson, Georgia to fight for the title King of the Short Tracks. The fight continues at Gresham Motorsports Park as Slack Auto Parts presents the 30th Annual World Crown 300 on July 4th. The fireworks will shine bright on the high-banked half-mile as Dawsonville, Georgia's Chase Elliott looks to defend his crown against fast aces like Bubba Pollard, Augie Grill, Daniel Hamrick, TJ Reed, Spencer Davis, and more. And when the action is over on the track, things will get hot overhead with a huge fireworks display sponsored by Royal Oak. Get $5 off with a discount coupon available at Slack's Auto Parts. Active and retired military and their families get in free with a military ID while supplies last, courtesy of Kipper Tools. Tickets are $30 for adults, $25 for seniors, kids 12 and under free. Go to racegmp.com for more information. Come see a king crowned at the Slack Auto Parts World Crown 300, July 4th at Gresham Motorsports Park in Jefferson, Georgia, the king of the short tracks.
From the dirt roads of yesterday to the super speedways of today, you can see the history of auto racing at the Georgia Racing Hall of Fame in Dawsonville. See the beginnings of modern stock car racing, from the moonshiners to today's young guns. See the cars the legends drove. Take a walk through the Hall of Fame and visit the Elliott Family Room, where Dawsonville legend Bill Elliott's trophies are on display. All that's waiting for you at the Georgia Racing Hall of Fame, 7 days a week at 415 Highway 53 East in Dawsonville.
Whether you're visiting the area or this is your home, for family fun, make your plans now. Head to Phenopolis Family Fun Center. Go-karts, bumper boats, bumper cars, water wars, mini golf, inflatables, spider zone and climbing wall, laser tag, mini bowling, a huge snack bar, and tons of great video games. The kids will have a blast, and so will you. Don't forget, with advanced reservations, Phenopolis has lots of group packages available, and they'll host your birthday parties too. Phenopolis Family Fun Center, Highway 441, Banks Crossing, Commerce.
Are you temporarily short of cash and you need to keep the bills paid? Or maybe you just need a little extra until your tax refund comes in? I have the answer for you. Money Max Title Pawn. With a clear title to your car, you can be in and out of Money Max in a matter of minutes. And no credit check ever. Money Max Title Pawn, 2293 North Elm Street in Commerce.
The Dawsonville Pool Room in Dawsonville, Georgia is known for two things: great food and racing. If you're hungry, it's the place to stop for a world-famous bully burger or some other good down-home cooking. Let Gordon GP and the crew take care of your breakfast, lunch, and dinner needs Sunday through Thursday 10 to 10 and 10 to 11 Friday and Saturday. Check out the huge displays in honor of Bill Elliott, Raymond Parks, and Georgia's other racing heroes. That's the Dawsonville Pool Room, East 1st Street in Dawsonville. We'll see you there.